With the many different changes and new augment mods, buffs, nerfs and all of the sorts, many different Warframes have fallen off and some have risen to grace. So if that sounds interesting, continue on watching. As I have mentioned, there have been many different changes and different Warframes have risen up. Now, I do want you guys to keep in mind that the number 1 Warframe is not technically better than number 10. All of these Warframes are different playstyles. Of course, there are a couple of things similar that you will be seeing to repeat in the video, but I will talk about that at the end of the video, so be sure not to skip that little bit. But, as I said, if your favorite Warframe is also not on the list, it's my list, so yeah, I guess I'm sorry, but maybe some other Warframe content creator, maybe he put it on there, so, maybe you're gonna enjoy that more. Of course, all of these Warframes are amazing for endgame Steelpath content. I have full detailed guides on every single one of these Warframes, but I will try to mention as much as I possibly can, and of course, in the shortest amount of time, just so I don't waste yours. So, whilst we're on the topic, let's get into number 10. At number 10, we have, surprisingly enough, Zephyr. Zephyr, yes, our bird, has gotten some indirect buffs with blast damage being buffed in the latest update, and of course, as we all know, we have a Warframe that has incredibly good, if not in my opinion, one of the best crowd controlling in the game, with her tornadoes, which absorb damage type that you deal, amplify it, and as you might be seeing by the gameplay, just basically destroying everything. Acolytes do seem a little bit of an issue, but get them inside of those pesky tornadoes and they're pretty much gonna be out of the video anyway, or I guess the game. But Zephyr is incredibly good. This is the mod set that I use on her. The most important thing here is having a weapon that does a lot of blast damage in a really short period. The Prisma Angstrom Incarnin, the Torrid Incarnin, the Burst on Incarnin is very good. So those 3 weapons that mod them for blast and you're pretty much set. But this is an incredibly good nuking and also crowd controlling build. Now we're gonna be moving on to number 9. And at number 9 we have Nezha. Yes. Now Nezha was a little bit of a, maybe not Nezha, but Nezha with his new augment right there, Divine Retribution, has definitely been able to do a lot. He was nerfed, the range was nerfed afterwards, but still, Nezha even till this day with his, of course, Dante's Dark Verse subsumed onto his first is incredibly good. You can still nuke a lot, you can still clear out the rooms, have an incredibly good kills per second, and really do a lot. Not really kill acolytes that fast with this because his 4th doesn't impale acolytes, but you definitely can utilize him. This is the build that I use on him. The most important thing here is just having Dante's Dark Verse and the Divine Retribution augment and this build, and you're pretty much set. Activate your 4, click 1, there you go, nuked out the wazoo. Pretty much you are done. But he is really good. As I said, acolytes a little bit of an issue, but other than that, he is really good. But number 8 is also very good. At number 8 we have Jade, yes, our newest support Warframe, and with this support Warframe you're gonna be able to, well, nuke rooms again. Yes, who would have thought? You might be seeing a theme going on here, but yes, you're able to nuke armor strip with this Warframe. You're pretty much, with this build that I'm using, there you go, you can see it right there, you can basically stay infinitely up in the air with her 4th ability, have her 3 active, her buff actives as well, her power strength buff, again a DPS and then shields. You can also keep that up and just, as I said, nuke rooms with a support Warframe. So I think that's pretty much all I need to say. The Angel of Warframe is also apparently the Angel of Destruction. So that is Jade, our number 8th Warframe. Moving on to number 7. Oh yes, Sevagoth. Sevagoth is our number 7th spot, and he has also gotten nuking capabilities apparently, because every Warframe needs this. So Sevagoth can nuke once more. He got this brilliant augment, basically meaning when you sow enemies with your 2nd ability on your base Warframe and then use your 1st ability. I actually haven't done a video on this one, so I'll just place the build that I have in mind here, but you'll see a full video on that one as well. Basically, you reap and sow. That's basically it. And then when you kill the sowed enemies, they spawn even smaller shadows that nuke and just continue on the nuking even further. This Warframe has become bananas by now. He's not used for the helmet system anymore for Gloom. He is now used basically just to nuke everything. He is really good at it, and if you gather up enough enemies, of course with almost every one of these Warframes abilities, the more enemies the better, but if you gather more enemies, you're going to be able to kill the Acolyte even faster, so not even the Acolyte is going to be an issue. The most important thing here is, honestly, just have this augment and have this build, and then activate your first and then your second ability, kill enemies with the good weapon that you have, and that's basically it. Nuke rooms. But yeah, Savagoth can nuke now as well. So moving on to number 6. Number 6, we have Wisp. Yes, a true support Warframe, I guess, with her first ability, where you're able to, of course, buff your team, and of course a nuking Warframe, because she can nuke, of course, with her third ability. You have basically free rolling guard with her second ability, and her fourth ability is just trash. Use Nourish, that's going to be much better, or Roar, but Nourish is, in my opinion, much better. And of course, this Warframe, the main thing is have a good weapon. I use the Strong Incarnate, which is one of the best weapons in the game, and I also have a Riven on it, so makes it even more powerful. The more powerful your attacks are, the more powerful your nuke is. This is the build that I use, and of course, full videos in the little eye up there, so you can check them out. Yeah, love you guys, so if you're interested in that. But Wisp is incredibly good as well. And of course, nuking, and actually true support Warframe, where she can actually increase your health and also reload speed and attack speed. So that's pretty cool. But moving on to number 5. And that number 5, Dante. Yes, I definitely think I should change the name of this video now. But Dante is a Warframe or librarian or whatever he is, magician boy. He can basically give you absorbent amounts of overguard, a really big amount of overguard, keep you basically invincible all the time. You have, of course, damage buffing abilities. You have your Grimoire type weapon, the Nocto, which you can use an Exalted Secondary, so that's really cool. You can use all the Grimoire mods, that's really cool, love that. But basically with this Warframe and this build up on the screen right now, you're able to just demolish everything, keep your team up alive basically all the time, never have to worry about dying, have incredibly good crowd controlling and nuking capabilities. This Warframe is definitely where I guess everything sort of changed for Warframe. So that was Dante, an incredibly good Warframe. Love the skills. I mean, you have to make books, I guess, with your second and your third ability to activate your ultimate, which is really cool, or I guess your fourth ability, so that's fun gameplay wise, but still a nuking Warframe, true and true. At the number 4, we have one of my favorite Warframes, and that is actually really incredibly useful for almost all of the gameplay you can possibly imagine in a Warframe. If you want to do spy missions the loud way, this is the Warframe for you. And of course, it is going to be Gauss. You can use him for capture missions, extermination missions, anything you can possibly imagine. I think everybody knows this Warframe by now. Mach Rush, Kinetic Blading, we have Thermal Sunder, and then Mach Rush. I named all 4 there because all 4 paired perfectly well together and make this Warframe incredibly good for a lot of the gameplay. Combined with this build, you're pretty much done and dusted to just run around, nuke everything, play almost any game mode that you want, and still end up being the most efficient Warframe. And I don't think there's actually really much to say other than that. And at number 3, we have Baruch. Yes, I actually was deciding between Kalervo and Baruch is the definite true option. Baruch is incredibly good. This is one of my most fun Warframes that I like playing occasionally, but when I do, I'm extremely satisfied with him. One of the big issues that everybody has is how do you keep your combo count at 12x? Well, first of all, this is the build that I use, and then the second thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is this mod right here. This goes on to your companion, and put this on your Panzer Wolf profile as well, and your combo counter will be at 12x at almost all the time. So those are the key features of this build. Of course, one thing, check out the little eye up there, it's gonna detail you even more, but Baruch is incredibly fun. I love playing Baruch at almost 12x all the time, insta-hitting everything all the time. It is incredibly fun, and I don't think I'm ever going to change this build other than making it more powerful through shards. So those were the third Warframe. Korra is our number 2nd Warframe. Yes, I think we all know Korra by now, but one of the best crowd controlling Warframes, one of the Warframes that can increase your drop chances, one of the highest damage dealing Warframes, one of the most active Warframes, and incredibly fun as well. One of the Warframes that almost always keeps being strong, like for example Gauss, for example, Wisp, one of those, staple Warframes that is always strong and always has kept her spot as one of the best and most useful Warframes to have in any Warframe player's arsenal. And now, before we move on to the number first spot, we have honorable mentions. Yes, we have Mesa, we have Octavia, we have Mag, we have Corvix in my situation, for example. We also do have the reworked Frost. There's a lot of cool Warframes in the game. You can make 99 if not 100% of the Warframes work in Steel Path. If I could, I would honestly put those Warframes that I just mentioned as my top honorable mentions, but almost every single Warframe is usable to a degree. Other than maybe Nyx, in my opinion. I don't like that Warframe. But the number 1 Warframe is, I think, everybody's favorite and one of my favorites as well at the moment, Seren. Yes, Seren is our toxic queen with corrosive damage, armor stripping, nuking capabilities that are just incredible. You shoot once with the Kuva Sobek and you are done. The whole room is done. Incredibly good Warframe, incredibly good survivability as well, at least in my build, this one that I use right there, but maybe a little bit overkill, maybe it could change that, but I love this build. I love this Warframe with all my heart. It is incredibly fun. It is incredibly fun combining it with the Kuba Sobek and just seeing basically enemies disappear in front of you. It is incredibly fun. But that was my top 10 list. One thing that I do want to mention before I end this video, a lot of the gameplay is nuking. Yes, I didn't name the video top 10 nuking frames because I guess this is sort of a hidden message. I think Warframe should definitely change this. Ever since Dante came out, every single Warframe has been getting either an augment mod or either an indirect buff, sort of in a way, that increases their nuking capabilities. And this is something that, in my opinion, I think DE should check out, because of course almost every single one of my builds, and I'm guessing a lot of people of you guys' builds, because you have been sending me some builds lately, is nuking, and weapons are getting less and less utilized. It is becoming a nuker more than a shooter. So yeah, that little quick message. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, do leave a like, a comment down below on what you think about the top 10 list, and I want to see all the angry comments on why your Warframe is not on this list. But I love every single one of you guys, and of course do subscribe for more. This has been your lovely host, the Gaming Weasel, over and out.